We are in a bus, and the bus is fully loaded. It's wonderful. We are on the way to the border, and we are talking. Today we got a very special passenger, Ruslana. She's my interpreter, and Ruslana, hey, and there is Stanislav, our volunteer here, and here is Eric, our driver. Eric is father of Stanislav. So we are driving and talking, and Ruslana, she comes very close to Mariupol.
Yes, I live in nearby, so that's why I had to run from my favorite city.
And she speaks English very well. She's an English teacher.
Yes, and I'm also a preacher's daughter, so I'm really glad I can help people here.
We already heard some very tough stories about how it looks there, and very often we see in TV scenes, and it's not the same when you meet some real people and you sit just beside and you hear stories. So for instance, right now we just heard about the pastor. He had an idea to evacuate people in a peaceful way, and what happened?
He just couldn't do that because everybody started to shoot at him, so it's no way to do it peacefully. For example, when my family, they tried to go from Verdansk to a nice place, we wanted to go in the Green Hall from the Verdansk, and we had also a lot of Mariupol passengers, but we couldn't do that because soldiers, they just shoot and burned the cars. So we had to wait just for another day to leave the city.
What was the situation in your place exactly? Your town, city?
In Verdansk, we don't have any food or any medicines because soldiers don't let any humanitarian help to come in, and everybody who wants to leave there got shot, or if they try to escape, nobody can hear from them after. Like, people just disappear. And when they try to talk peacefully, soldiers, they just take them in their cars, and nobody sees these people anymore because they got shot. And one of our friends, he went to look for his brother who went away, and then he was found dead, and there just was parts of his body found on the street. So it's really tough there, and people, they can't talk about this because the internet and all the network is down, and the Russians, they also turned off all of the Ukrainian TV, so the people can watch only Russian channels. That's why it's very important for Red Cross or someone to come there, but it's really difficult because Russian soldiers, they don't let anybody to come in.
Yeah, what was your way
Yes.
up to Lviv? Because we met in our church in Lviv. It is far away. I think
Yes,
it's like
it is.
maybe 1,000 kilometers, maybe more even.
Yeah, it took us several days to come. We just understood that we need to go because either we die in the city or in the road. So we just prayed, and though there were a lot of Russian soldiers, we just drove, and thanks God we weren't shot. But when we drove, there were a lot of usual cars that were burned, and we saw dead bodies. So that was a really horrifying picture. And a lot of people, they didn't make it alive, unfortunately. But thanks to God's help, we made it to Zaporizhia, and it was already Ukrainian region. There were no Russian soldiers, so we could peacefully go to the west of Ukraine, and Adventists helped us here. The church welcomed us, and now we can escape from this awful situation from my city.
Yeah, it's really terrible. You know, your stories, these pictures. We can only imagine, and you've seen it. So
yeah, that's really horrifying, and especially for psychology for children, because they are so depressed, they can't sleep, they see nightmares, and everything that you hear, like any noise, you already think that it's bombing or it's some kind of weapons, you know, because you just get used that something is near, is exploded or someone gets shot, you know, and that's really awful. But in the Mariupol, some of my father's friends come from there. It's even worse there. They don't have any water at all. They need to melt the snow or find another ways to find water and food. And unfortunately, we know that some of our church members are already dead because of such situation. And all we can do is just pray and risk to help.
Yeah, well, okay. Tomorrow we will be bringing another mini bus from Poland. So I will talk. Maybe we can exchange contacts.
Yeah,
I will ask that it can be sent toward your city.
It will be great because a lot of buses there actually in the west of Ukraine, and it's really hard to get here because we went from our city last week and we only today are here because it's really difficult to come here. So maybe it will be good if some buses can come to the Zaporizhia or Dnieper or somewhere there, because not all people can get here to the west of Ukraine.
Ruslana, thank you so much for these few questions. Thank you that you are smiling.
You're
even
welcome.
though
I just had so much tears before, so I just don't have them anymore. I just cry in my soul, you know.
Have you had any days without food?
Oh, well, yes, it was really hard. We just tried not to eat a lot. We just like saved the food before, but we didn't have like hunger because we, thanks God, could leave the city. But the people that are right now there, yes, they do have hunger.
Thank you so much.